I never thought a single glass of juice would expose everything my husband had been hiding. But that morning it did. That morning the truth spilled faster than the liquid in that cup. My name is Rena. And this is the story of how one small question changed my life forever. The day began quietly. Our kitchen was warm with the smell of toasted bread. I was cleaning the counter when my husband Ethan walked in holding a glass of bright orange juice. He smiled in a way that felt forced. Too soft. Too careful. He placed the glass in front of me. "Try this," he said. "I made it especially for you." I looked at him. Ethan rarely made anything. Not even tea. So why juice? Why today? "What's the occasion?" I asked. "Nothing special," he said, "just taste it and tell me what you think." His voice trembled. Barely noticeable, but I heard it. Before I could pick up the glass, someone else walked in. His mother. She was always loud and always dramatic. But today she looked tired. Almost defeated. She reached for the glass on the counter before I could react. "Oh, perfect," she said, "I need something sweet." And she drank half of it in one go. Ethan froze. His eyes widened. His hands shook. His breath caught in his throat. "Mom, no. Mom, stop." He shouted and rushed toward her, but it was too late. She wiped her mouth and laughed. "Calm down, why are you yelling? It is just juice." But Ethan was pale. He turned toward me. Then toward her. Then back to the glass. And then he whispered something I will never forget. "That wasn't for you." A chill ran down my spine. I stared at him. He stared at the empty glass. And for the first time in years I saw fear in his eyes. Real fear. "What was in that juice?" I asked. He didn't answer. He just grabbed his keys and rushed out of the house. His mother shook her head, confused. I followed him to the driveway, but he sped off without a word. He didn't come back for hours. And I couldn't remove the image of his panicked face from my mind. So I called my friend Olivia, who worked at a private clinic. I told her everything. Every detail. Every strange twitch and every strange word. She went silent on the call. "Rena, listen," she said slowly. "If someone reacts like that over juice, it means either they added something dangerous or something hidden. Something that wasn't meant for the person who drank it. You need to be careful. Very careful." My heart raced. Something hidden. Something dangerous. But why? And for whom? When Ethan finally returned, he looked exhausted. Sweaty. Shaky. He avoided eye contact. He rushed to his room. I followed him inside. "We need to talk," I said. "Right now." "What was in that juice?" He sat on the edge of the bed and covered his face with both hands. "It wasn't supposed to go like this," he whispered. "Go like what? What did you put in it, Ethan? Tell me the truth." He finally looked up. And what he said made my skin crawl. "It was a truth potion. A strong one. I wanted you to confess something to me. Something you've been hiding. Truth potion. This wasn't a fantasy movie. This was my real life. And my husband had tried to drug me with something unknown. Something that forced honesty. Something unsafe." "Why would you ever do that?" I asked, my voice shaking. "Because he said you lied to me. I saw you last week talking to a man outside the market. You were smiling. You were close. I thought you were cheating on me." My jaw dropped. The man he saw me with was my cousin who had come from Karachi. Ethan knew nothing because he never bothered to ask. He just jumped to the worst conclusion. And instead of asking me directly, he planned to force the truth out of me with a potion. "How could you think so low of me?" I said. Ethan tried to reach for my hand, but I stepped back. "Rena," I panicked, he said. I thought if you drank it you would tell me everything. And if you told me everything we could fix our marriage. Fix our marriage. By drugging me. By tricking me. By forcing me into a confession I didn't even owe him. Before I could respond, his mother's voice echoed from downstairs. Ethan, come here, something is wrong. We both ran down. She was sitting on the sofa holding her stomach. Sweat dripped down her forehead. Her breathing was heavy. I don't feel good, she said. Something is burning inside me. Ethan turned white. This potion was not meant for her. He rushed to her side. But I pulled out my phone and called Olivia immediately. Bring her to the clinic right now, she said. We lifted her into the car. The entire ride she groaned in pain. Ethan cried silently beside her. And I drove as fast as I could. At the clinic, the nurses took her inside while Olivia rushed out to meet us. What exactly did she drink, she asked. I looked at Ethan. Say it. Tell her what you did. He stuttered. It was a truth potion. But a mild one. I swear it was safe. Olivia shook her head. There is no such thing as safe when you buy something like that from unregulated sources. Especially not when you use it on someone with high blood pressure. This could be very serious. Ethan fell to his knees. He kept whispering, I didn't mean to hurt her. I didn't mean this. But intentions don't erase consequences. Hours passed before Olivia finally came out with an update. She's stable now, she said. But the substance caused a dangerous spike in her blood pressure. She could have died. Ethan broke down. I sat beside him. Not out of love. But out of shock. Pain. And disbelief. Later that night when we returned home, I confronted him again. You didn't trust me, I said. And instead of talking to me, you chose the darkest path. You chose control. You chose suspicion. You chose poison over honesty. He wiped his face. I was scared of losing you. So you tried to drug me. Force me. Manipulate me. He didn't answer. Silence filled the room. Heavy and choking. That night I packed my bags. But before leaving I placed a note on the table. Not out of spite. But out of clarity. Talk to me next time. Before you destroy everything. For a week I stayed with my cousin. Ethan called every day. He sent messages. Voice notes. Long apologies. Sometimes angry. Sometimes desperate. But I didn't reply. On the 7th day Olivia told me something that changed everything again. Rena, she said. I checked the potion you brought me. It wasn't a truth serum. It was something far worse. Whatever he bought online was mislabeled. It was closer to a chemical that induces confusion, anxiety and hallucinations. It could have harmed you permanently. I felt cold. So it had never been about truth. It had been about control. Fear. Possession. And then the twist hit me. His mother had unknowingly saved me. By drinking the juice meant for me. She took the danger onto herself. Without even knowing it. I decided to confront Ethan one last time. Not to return. But to end things properly. When I walked into the house he ran to me. Rena, please. I will do anything. I can't lose you. I raised my hand for silence. No, Ethan, you already lost me the moment you chose suspicion over trust. The moment you tried to steal my voice. My truth. My choice. He cried. He begged. But I had already made my decision. I left the house. And this time I didn't look back. Now when I think of that morning. That glass. That question. Is the juice good? I realize it was never about the juice. It was about the poison that had been growing between us for years. A poison called mistrust. And sometimes, it takes one wrong sip to finally see the truth. He asked me if the juice tasted good, but he never expected the truth to be what burned him the most.